Hello and welcome back, or welcome if you are new. If you are new here, my name is Elena and I am the homeschooling mama to 3 kiddos, and here on my channel we talk about everything from homeschooling to homemaking and all the things in between. Part of that is my fitness journey that I have started, and part of that fitness journey is meal prepping. So today we are gonna meal prep for the week. I'm gonna meal prep some lunches for both my husband and I, and probably a few protein oats maybe for breakfast for us to have. I don't think I'm gonna do any more than that. We're gonna take it nice and slow though. I'm not gonna try to contain it within 2 hours or something like that. And the reason we're doing that is because for us it is actually Sunday and we just kind of want to have a nice relaxed day. So I'm going to actually have my husband help me with some of the meal prep. He's going to grill some steaks for dinner tonight, and I'm gonna have him throw on some salmon patties that will go in our lunch prep. And then I also think I'm gonna do some buffalo chicken. So let's get started. First thing that I'm going to prep for us is the oats, the protein oats. So I just use, we get our oats by the bulk here, so I have them in our jar. These 3 larger jars are going to be for my husband. He does not track his macros, I do, so I weigh out mine. So I will give macros for my protein, but I don't track his, so I can't give you the macros for that one. So I'm just going to put in about 40 grams of oats, which is, I think it's about half a cup. This is a 1/4 cup measuring. So, yep. So I do 40 grams of oats, and then use this whey protein powder from Legion. This is the cinnamon cereal flavor. And I'm going to put in a little less than half a scoop, and that comes out to 10 grams. So I'm going to see if I can get like at least maybe 5 more grams in here. Anything more than that, I find it kind of the flavor is too much for me with the oats. My husband really enjoys it though. So he can do a bigger scoop. And then I'm also going to add in about 6 grams of chia seeds. So that is 2 teaspoons of chia seeds. And then we just cover it up. Give it a good little bit of a shake there. So then in the mornings, we just turn on the hot water kettle and dump this in, and you have like a little instant oatmeal packet for you. So I'm gonna do these again and then get my husband's ready too. He's gonna have all the same ingredients, just larger portions. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and throw the chicken in the Instant Pot. So this will be for our buffalo chicken. I'm just gonna add in about a cup of water, and then I have just some frozen chicken. So we just have 2 pretty large pieces that are stuck together here. So I'm gonna throw those in there. And I'm gonna let the Instant Pot do the work. Make sure it's sealing. And then I am gonna set it for 26 minutes and let that go. At this point, if I didn't already have leftover rice, I would be putting equal amounts of brown rice and quinoa into our rice cooker and letting my rice cooker do the work for that portion of the meal. But we made the brown rice and quinoa mix last night, and I made extra just for the purpose of having leftovers. So we're going to use what we have left over. But if you didn't have any already pre-done, you might want to throw it in the rice cooker now, or on the stove if you want to do it that way. I just like throwing it in the rice cooker because I can set it and walk away from it like the Instant Pot and slow cooker. I like to let the machines do the work for me. With the buffalo chicken, we are going to have broccoli and potatoes, kind of a buffalo chicken baked potato, but I'm not going to bake the potatoes. I'm also going to take a shortcut with those and put them in the Instant Pot when my chicken is done. You could pop them in the oven if you wanted to, or you could put them just boiled potatoes and put them on the stove. But like I said, we're gonna let the Instant Pot do the work for us. So I'm just gonna go ahead and let the chicken cook, and while I am waiting for the Instant Pot to be done, I'm gonna sit with my kiddos and enjoy part of my Sunday afternoon. The chicken is done. We're just gonna take it out, and then I'm gonna let it the pot cool. If you had a second Instant Pot thing, or if you went ahead and wanted to do the potatoes in the oven, you wouldn't have to wait for it to cool, but I'm gonna wait for it to cool. I'm just gonna shred this up and take it out. I'm gonna weigh the cooked chicken in here, just because when it was frozen, I didn't weigh it first. So I'm gonna weigh it when it's cooked. And then that way I know how much to put, or how much I'm eating when I put it in MyFitnessPal for me. So here I have about 486 grams of chicken. I'm gonna go ahead and shred this up. To the chicken, I'm gonna add a little bit of garlic. I'm gonna use the Frank's Red Hot sauce for our buffalo sauce. I'm not gonna weigh it because everything is zeroed out for this one. It says 0 calories, 0 fat, 0 carbs, and 0 protein. There is sodium, so if you're tracking sodium and you use this, you'll definitely want to weigh that out, or if you're using a different brand. Okay, and then I'm gonna go ahead and wash the broccoli. I'm gonna go ahead and wash the broccoli. We have quite a bit, but I'm gonna go ahead and wash it all and chop it up. And then if we have extra, I will go ahead and just put it in the freezer, so then we have our own homemade freezer broccoli. I'm also not going to toss the entire stem. I'm gonna try to peel off what I can and then pulse it up so that for our freezer we'll have broccoli rice also. So let me clean this up. So I also saved the stems of the broccoli, and this is not going to be for the meal prep this week, but it could be for meal prep another week. And I'm just going to take the knife. You could use a peeler too, but I think this might be easier because this is a little like knobbier. I'm going to take off some of the yuckier parts here and then put it into the food processor so we can make some broccoli rice as well. I'm gonna go ahead and throw the potatoes in the Instant Pot also. So I just put in the little like tray thing that comes with it. And I'm gonna put in about a cup of water so that it can come to pressure. And then I'm gonna use up the last of the potatoes we had about 4 more left. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw them in. I'm just gonna poke a few holes in them. And then I'm gonna set it for 15 minutes. And then I went ahead and just cut the broccoli stems in half again, just to make it a little easier on my food processor. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that in and just rice these up. You know what? I'm not sure why I put the grater on. That was not the blade I wanted. So, no big deal. Just take these out. You could just do it like that. It would make fine shredded, but I wanted to chop it a little bit more. So let me get the other blade. That was the blade I wanted to use. So I'm actually going to throw these pieces in because they're not too big. And then I'm just going to pulse it. Oh, now it looks a little bit more like rice. So I'll just transfer this into little freezer baggies, and I know I have some broccoli rice all set and ready to roll. So I can either add in the broccoli rice with regular rice if we wanted to, or we could just have it as a side like that. The stem has a lot of good nutrients for you too, and I didn't want to waste all of that, so this will go in the freezer for another day. So from the broccoli stem, I was able to get about a quart-sized bag of broccoli rice, so that's great. No waste. So I wanted to let it naturally release for 10 minutes, but that's okay. We were outside hanging out. So I'm going to release the rest of the pressure. And then I'm going to press cancel because I don't want it to keep warm. I actually want these to start cooling down. I'm just going to take these out and put them to the side and let them cool down for a minute. So we got our salmon patties on here. It's in the foil. Baked potato? Mm-hmm. We're going to do some baked potatoes for dinner. And then he also bought some cauliflower, and we are going to, we just drizzled some buffalo sauce on that. Buffalo sauce cauliflower is delicious. I think we should pour it on everything, and then that way we'll eat it. Okay, we're all ready to prep now. We were outside hanging out with the kids. We were playing a little bit out there. It is a little after 4. We got to enjoy being outside, and now we're just gonna prep it. So it was a nice, easy, slow day, and I didn't feel like I had to spend 2 hours or something like that in the kitchen meal prepping. Some weekends I will do that, and it is well worth the time, but some weekends we'll do this instead, and it is also well worth the time. So let me show you what we got done and how we're gonna prep it together. So I've just set out some of our containers. My husband likes to use the plastic ones. I use the glass ones. He uses the plastic ones because he doesn't want to take them into work and maybe risk dropping them. Plus it's a little bit heavier in his backpack, so he prefers these. I have out a bag of rings. These are frozen veggies from Costco. These are from I believe the line is called Tattooed Chef. So these are just a mix of greens. It has like broccoli, peas, green beans, and I think maybe zucchini in here. So we're going to use that with our salmon. I have the buffalo chicken that we put together, the potatoes, the sort of baked potatoes that we put in the Instant Pot. They weren't baked, they were cooked up in the Instant Pot. I have salmon patties here that my husband put on the grill. There are 3 because my son, I made one for him this week. Also, my oldest likes salmon. And then I have the leftover brown rice and quinoa mix, but I did share how you could easily get that done in your rice cooker. And then I have the broccoli here. It is fresh. We prefer when we eat our broccoli for it to still have a little crunch, a little bite to it. So that's why I didn't cook it before I prepped it. When we go ahead and warm these up in our meal prep containers, we put them in our Hot Logic. So they kind of cook up a little bit more that way, and then they'll have a little bite to it still. If you don't want the crunch in your broccoli, you can easily roast them. You could throw them on the grill when you were doing the salmon patties, anything like that. But this is just the way that we prefer it. So I'm going to assemble these and get it going for the week. So first up, I'm going to go ahead and prep the salmon that we're going to have. We are just going to put I'm going to put the veggies down first. So this is about 95 grams of the veggies, and then I'm going to go ahead and place this right on top, and that's going to be the meal prep for this part. I'm also going to make some sriracha mayo, but we don't use mayonnaise. Instead of mayonnaise, we use Greek yogurt, so it'll add a little bit of protein with it. We're going to serve it up with the salmon patty. So with the salmon patty, we're going to use this sriracha mayo. I'll show you how to make it in a second. And then we're just going to place some of these skinny bagels on top of it. This is just what we had in the fridge, so we're going to use them up and use these for our salmon patties. For the fake sriracha mayo, we are going to use this organic Greek yogurt from Costco, and then we are just going to use sriracha. I'm going to use these teeny tiny ones because we really don't need that much sauce on top of the bagel. For my husband, I'm just going to kind of eyeball it. I'm not going to measure because, again, he doesn't count his macros. I'm just going to put it in here. For me, I am going to weigh it. About 12 grams of Greek yogurt. A little bit of sriracha in there and just kind of mix it up. I don't have any lids for these, so I'm just gonna put a little saran wrap on them. We are actually gonna eat these tomorrow. So I'm just gonna put a little saran wrap on it and then put it on top of his meal prep container so that he knows to take this whole bundle to work. Okay, so I did go ahead and put his bagel in a little baggie for him, and then this also as well, just as another layer of protection. And this is what he'll go ahead and take for lunch. He's probably gonna have it tomorrow, so I didn't bother saran wrapping this meal prep container. And then we're gonna prep the chicken and potato ones. So we have some buffalo chicken here. I have the quinoa and brown rice, and then we have some broccoli also. So I'm gonna put in this quinoa and brown rice first. Again, for me, I am gonna measure mine. So I'm gonna put this down first and then zero it out. I'm gonna put 100 grams of the brown rice and quinoa mix in each one. I'm gonna add the broccoli in. I have about 50 grams of broccoli here. It's technically 51, but I'm not gonna pour all over that 1 gram. So I forgot, I was gonna use actually this quinoa and brown rice with the salmon, but we decided to go ahead and go with the bagel. What I'm gonna do though is go ahead and do one meal with the quinoa and brown rice and buffalo chicken, and then I'm going to do a second one. I'm going to take the rice out and put the potato in and do one with potato instead. So I'm going to take the potato out of this one. The rice out of this one. This is about 154 cooked. I'm going to go ahead and slice it open just so when it is warmed up and cooked, it won't take me long at all to go ahead and put that together. And then I will add the chicken in. So I'll have one buffalo chicken with potato and broccoli, and then one buffalo chicken with quinoa and rice. So I have about 100 grams of cooked chicken in here. For my husband, I'm going to add a little bit of the quinoa brown rice mix to his salmon lunch. This won't go to waste. I will go ahead and portion this out into freezer bags, and then when we need it for another meal prep or something like that, I can go ahead and add it in. And then I'm going to put these in the fridge for him, and if he doesn't get to them this week or within a couple of days, I will go ahead and saran wrap them and pop them in the freezer for him. This is the protein oats that I made. Again, remember, I only keep track of macros for my portions, not my husband's. So this will be the macros for the protein oats. We also made the salmon and veggies for myself, and I will include the macros for the entire meal that includes the sriracha fake mayo and the 100-calorie bagel. So I will include the entire meal macros. And then next up for the macros, we have the broccoli and cauliflower, as well as the buffalo chicken. So I'll put the macros up for that. Then we also made a alternative. Instead of the quinoa and brown rice, we have a baked potato with broccoli and the buffalo chicken. So overall, here's what we got done, and we still were able to hang out and enjoy our Sunday. We have 6 meals plus 5 breakfasts there. Never mind my trash in the background. And then we have the sides to go with our meals. And then for our freezer for another day, we have some broccoli rice that we prepped, the quinoa and brown rice leftovers, and then a bag of what will be frozen broccoli. So we have stuff to go in the freezer. Nothing's going to waste. We have the 6 lunches and 5 breakfasts. That's it. I'm going to go ahead and go enjoy dinner with my family. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, would you please be sure to give it a thumbs up? And if you aren't already, consider subscribing. Thanks so much.